All right, guys, we got breaking news coming out of the Spencer and Monique Tepe case. Michael McKee, the ex of Monique Tepe, has allegedly went through the basement door or the basement window, we are learning. Yeah, the basement window. We always thought it was with those keypads, but now we're learning that it is allegedly through the basement window. Not some, he wasn't that clever with the keypad, allegedly. Also, what we're going to be talking about tonight is there is this lawsuit that we know that's been going on. But guess what? One of his patients has died, and we were also learning about, sadly, very sadly, one of the children was allegedly crying while the unalivings were taking place. There's some new reports out. We've got the documents related to the malpractice claims. There's a lot to get through, a lot breaking. Stick around. A lot to talk about on the other side of this. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we're talking about the Spencer and Monique Tepe case out of Columbus, Ohio. They were tragically unalived, allegedly, by Monique Tepe's ex-husband, Dr. Vascular Surgeon Michael McKee. And dang if we are learning some stuff we're going to get to. He allegedly, Michael McKee, came through the basement window. Yeah, the basement window. Also, we've got some documents from the malpractice. What else do we have here? Let me check my notes. We've got that, and the double life of Michael McKee. Did he show a face for the public, that doctor status, or and lived another type of life. Also, Michael McKee, so one of his patients, has allegedly died, according to True Crime Mama. She allegedly got some information, and we're going to go over all of that craziness, guys. This, I'm telling you, I don't even think we have a tenth of it still. A tenth, not even close. Because I think when all of these documents roll out, man, and we learn who the real Michael McKee is, we are going to be very, very shocked. Good to see everyone in chat. Thank you so much for joining me for the live chat and for my replay group. How are you? Good to see you all. Guys, do me a favor before we get started. Please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Hello, Nancy. Boot is Bougie, sorry. Smiley, Anna Banana, Sherry, Mao, good to see you. Shannon, good to see you, gorgeous. Amy Beth, Robin, hello. Wendy, Lisa, hello. Allison, of course, the Smileys in chat. Lori, Lolo, Cherie, good to see everyone. Hey, Hobo Mom, good to see you, Mama. Allison, everyone, good to see everyone. Ratui, thank you so much. Breaking in the window at the bottom of the house makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, but there was no forced entry. You know, that's the really confusing part. There's no forced entry, they say, but he's allegedly broke in this window. All right, guys, hit that thumbs up one good time for me, and share the live out would mean so much right now. All right, guys, let's get it started. Okay, I don't even know where to start this evening. Let's go. What do you want to talk about first? Where do y'all want to go with this first? Do you want to talk about the window? Do you want to talk about the documents? Do you want to talk about the patient dying? Where do we want to talk about first? Let's go. Fire off in chat. Let's see what you want to do first, and we'll do that first. Hello, Carol. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, just me. Bonjour. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that all of this is nuts. Oh, please, Lord, don't let my chat go like this again. Not you guys. It's, well, just StreamYard. It's like freezing. I really don't know what the hell's wrong with YouTube right now. I can't even see the chat right now. So I can't see what you guys are writing. It'll just pop up in a second. So we're just going to go with the window. All right. So we're going to go to our friend and yours, the queen of late night true crime, Miss Nancy Grace herself. And we'll go to this, and then we'll get to some other things here in just a minute. Let me drop Nancy Grace's link. Mods, please drop Nancy Grace's link. I will drop this in the description. Make sure you sub up to Nancy Grace. We're just going to go to the part where she is talking about this right here. Okay. Let's see here. This thing, man.
How long did he stalk her? She was terrified because he had threatened her life on multiple occasions when they were made. The dating app, his profile. Trying hot yoga. Less flexible than I recall. Well, you're flexible enough to break into a basement window, according to police. Planning trip itineraries, using global entry.
Yep. Give the snaps to Nancy for that. You was flexible enough to, I don't know, drive your ass 6.5 hours allegedly unalive 2 people while one of the babies was screaming and crying for their parents. That makes me want to not only rage, but sob at the same time. This baby wanted its mother or father, its parent, its comfort. And while they are being pew-pewed down, the baby's crying. Okay, guys, I gotta come right back because my chat is blinking. I don't know what's going on. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I really apologize. I hope that's better. Man, I hope that's better. Um, I don't know if it's StreamYard or YouTube or both, but uh my the YouTube algorithm has been nuts lately. Not only nuts, but the chat's freezing everything. They're getting ready to do a bunch of stuff different on YouTube and stuff. So ooh, Ecole, here we go. Oh my God, Miss Lori, man, look at you sashaying all up in here. Thank you so much, girl. Appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, darling. I don't want that one. Not that one.
I can smell a legend.
We can smell a legend.
You're a legend in the chat, that's facts, that's facts. Drop love, now we running it back. So mad, big name, big flame, you the tag. Black saying name.
You are a rock star, girl. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, give our girl Lori Man a big old thank you because you are a freaking legend. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Please hit that thumbs up, guys, if you're just joining us. It's going to be real.
Hopped on an electric motorcycle. Okay, but before I go to his dating apps, where he's positively beaming $1 million smile, I want to finish up about the ballistics. Yes, there's more. And a good prosecutor will delve into every single thing these bullets can prove. Dan Murphy joining us, former NYPD detective sergeant, star of hit podcast Gold Shields, and author. Dan, don't you just love when a defendant, a suspect, is so attached to something about the crime scene that they keep it? It could be, I've seen a lot of cases where the killer kept the victim's jewelry, not necessarily to hawk it, to get money from it, to pawn it, because it so intimately identifies with the victim, or a driver's license, or a pair of underwear. It could be anything. Have you ever seen that? And I love it because it's so probative. Like, how would her underwear end up in your sock drawer? You claim you don't even know her.
I've absolutely seen it, Nancy, many times. And it is really a moment where you want to high five yourself at your look, that this person was so attached to this, whatever it represented, whether it's a success in their mind or the fulfillment.
Okay, wait. Dan, please look at your screen. I know you can't recognize him, but I would know that face anywhere. That's BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill. That's one of the photos where he dressed up, including makeup, a face, and wig, and tied himself up, and then took a picture of himself. But talk about keeping mementos. I'm sorry, I just had to direct your attention to that photo. Continue.
First of all, Brian Kohlberger, look at him. These people are freaking weird as hell. Like, what is that? That's like a sadistic clown or something. You know what I mean? That's like a fucking sadistic clown. It's so weird. I wonder if like Michael McKee is going to be like the type of guy that's on Silence of the Lambs. You know, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. or he, something like that. Like, or if he's walking in the mirror with his thing between, what I mean? Sicko, man.
No, I've never had
People just
anyone
don't
as bad as
understand.
him with that, but I have had people hold on to identification. I had a whole kidnapping crew and murder crew we caught in California that held the identification of every person they ever kidnapped and tortured. So when we rescued victims,
wait. What? Every person? They kept a memento of every person? Oh, I would have had a field day. Just lay each driver's license out on the jury rail. Just let them sit there and, drink it in for the jury. But why do you think, I'm going to go back to Karen Stark, but why do you think, as a seasoned detective with NYPD, why do they keep them? They're damning evidence.
This guy thinks he's so smart that he's not going to get caught. So he's not worried about evidence in court. And sometimes very smart people do very stupid things. But in this case, I have a feeling he just liked the gun. And he figured, I got away with this. Nobody's going to link me to her. We've been divorced for years. He thought he had outsmarted everyone.
I mean, he's dumb as hell. Like, we talked about that last night. Like, that's dumb as hell to do something like that. I swear, I thought, let me go to the window part. Oops. Let me do it like this. Window. Okay, right here. Oh, yeah, this is what she says right here. Listen to this. We heard it, but I missed it.
Paul, well, you're flexible enough to break into a basement window, according to police. Planning trip itinerary.
Okay, flexible enough to go through a basement window. Which one do you think he went through? Because do you think he went through the one that kind of goes down or the side window? I mean, a window, when you think about it, is actually not that difficult to open. It's kind of scary when you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, it might make some noise, but a window is a freaking window after all. And it kind of freaks you out when you think about it, because someone could break your window at any time, or they could pry it open. The locks are only so good. You know what I mean? Like, the locks are only so good. So it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Miss Dolores, love you. Rockstar. Let's look at this 1 second. Let me play this real quick, and then we'll go to the window and we'll look at him again.
They're damning evidence.
This guy thinks he's so smart that he's not going to get caught. So he's not worried about evidence in court. And sometimes very smart people do very stupid things. But in this case, I have a feeling he just liked the gun. And he figured, I got away with this. Nobody's going to link me to her. We've been divorced for years. He thought he had outsmarted everyone. And
it's amazing to me that he could be that fucking stupid. And it amazes me, like, people like Koberger and McKee can be so arrogant that they think, oh, it's been 8 years. I've just drug her for filth for the past 8-9 years through court for $1,200 with 23% interest, and looked up her obsessively, allegedly. You know what I mean? Like, that is dumb. Dumb. And they really think that Monique hasn't told other people about this doofus? Like, you're crazy, man.
he liked that one. And it represented triumph over her.
With me is Dan Murphy, former NYPD detective sergeant, conducted hundreds of homicide investigations, author and co-host of hit podcast Gold Shields. Dan, I want to take what you said and go back to Karen Stark. Karen, I want to talk about this murder weapon. If LE, law enforcement, had not gotten that gun match, that shell casing match, and there's going to be a bullet match, a bullet found either in the bodies, lodged in a mattress, lodged somewhere in that room, maybe in the wall, maybe under the bed. They've got a bullet. All right. But they used the casing first to make the match, probably because the bullet was still being fished out of the bodies at the morgue. If we didn't have that match, we may not have very much. But now we've got a ballistics match. Now, why did he keep the gun? Do you think he put so much love and care into procuring the silencer, matching it with the gun? I wonder if they're going to end up, Karen, start finding him on video at some gun shop, or find his order online, getting a silencer that will marry to a 9mm, that he put so much thought and care into that, but it became like his little pet. I don't have the right words. You do. And holding it, caressing it, looking at it, reminded him of that moment, so he could relive the moment. He towered over his ex-wife in her bedroom with her new husband, and he could relive the moment he saw the terror on her face as he killed her husband and then turned the gun on her. Why else keep it, Karen?
Well, Nancy, you absolutely hit it on the head. This is somebody, first of all, he's a narcissist. So he's not thinking about what if I get caught. He's never going to get caught in his mind. But here it is. He was.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, so we're now learning that he is going allegedly through the window. We're going to look at those windows again. Hey, Miss Tina, thank you so much, girl. Rockstar legend status. Thank you so much.
Donation.
Really do appreciate you. Appreciate you, love. Justin, can you give me a quick update on Mickey? Haven't been on the last few days. Been visiting my granddaughter. Good to see you, Miss Tina. We've missed you very, very much, and good to see you, my dear. So the latest news is that according on Nancy's live stream, and according to police, that McKee went through a window. Also, we are learning that Michael McKee, one of his patients, has died. We are learning allegedly more about, sadly, this part breaks me, about what the kids may have went through that night. We're going to be talking about the lawsuit, the double life, all of that. So a lot to talk about. Stick around. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Hey, Miss Shannon, thank you so much. You are always so kind to me. You love me so much, Shannon, and I love you. Really appreciate that. Very, very much. We were always thinking, thank you again, Miss Shannon. Appreciate all your support, honey. Okay, we're going to get right back to Nancy. Stay tuned. But look at this. We've always kind of thought that this is the front door, right? This is the front door. But we always thought it was the keypad, right? There's this entrance, but it's not really an entrance. This is just more for looks. But nonetheless, you could still get in the house, right? Okay, now let me get to these photos here. Bear with me as I click through these. Okay, so this is the downstairs. Now, I could be wrong on this. But to me, these windows look like they're the type that kind of push in a little bit, like you can crack them for like ventilation or something. Was it this window? One of these windows, or was it this window? You got to think about this, and I'm sure you'll probably hear this. Other creators will probably talk about this, but I just thought of something. Look at. We know that this. It's not a door; it's a window, right? But you could hide yourself even more down there, right? Because it's technically a little bit underground like. right? So it's kind of like your own nest while you're breaking in. It helps hide you a little bit if you're trying to get in. You're trying to get in. So just thought about that. I think that's very, very interesting if you ask me. You see how it kind of goes down there? I forget, someone used the correct term, what these kind of windows are called the other day. I said it kind of reminds me of like the modern day Ramsey, like the Jean Benet, like when Jean Benet was the perpetrator allegedly came through the basement, but they lifted up this grate and it kind of went underneath there. Kind of reminds me of that. See how it goes like that. But you see this right here. This is like the big area of the basement, and then there's kind of like another bedroom or another room right here. Let me see here. Where is that? Okay, here it is. This is it right here. Right here. Look at this. This makes me wonder, does this have any? Yeah, I mean, some windows are just not able to, to be opened. Oh my God, guys, this, hold on. I know what to do so I can see the chat. This is frustrating the hell out of me because I can't see nothing. Let me get on my phone so I can see because I'm about to scream because I haven't seen a message since Robin said, Shannon, thank you for your beautiful generosity. Okay, let me pull this up so I can see the chat. So frustrating. Come on, StreamYard. Get it together, or YouTube or something. All right. Here we go. All right, so I can see you guys. Looks like a latch on the bottom of the middle. Yes, it does. Let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see this. And you remember like the crank windows, right? The crank windows. They were very popular like back in the day. You can tell something. They're popular again. They're becoming popular again. And to me, I almost guarantee you, because I have a window very similar to this, it is a crank window. This is a crank window, and you can open it for fresh air. You can open it just a little bit. You can open it all the way. That's what I'm thinking. What do y'all think? That's look at there. You can tell there's something right there on the bottom. And to me, that looks like a crank. I concur. Yes. I have those windows in my house. Yep. Crank windows make me think of school when I was little. Mm-hmm. You remember the bus when you rode the bus? The bus windows. I just forgot about those. You'd go down. One bus I rode, side story, like it was so old, like if we would hit a bump, one of the windows would come down. It was so funny. Okay, moving on here. He's just an absolute idiot of the highest caliber. He really is. Okay, let's get back to this, and then we're going to get to, oh my God, there's so much stuff today, guys. So much stuff we got to get to. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us. Greatly appreciate you being here. And look at this right here.
Was able to, after all these years, building up resentment, threatening her, he was able to keep the symbol that he was successful in getting back at her and killing her, and he could relive it. He could see, and if you think about it, this is all.
That's a good question, because Joan says, wouldn't you hear it? Wouldn't you hear it? Not necessarily if you're up on the third floor. Technically, right? Because it's the basement. If you consider that a floor, would be the third floor. Second, true story, but third, considering the basement. Would you hear it? Well, not if it's 3 a.m. in the morning necessarily. And remember, and again, if this still sticks, if it still sticks, they said there was no forced entry, right? Now, does that mean just nothing was broke? Right? Because I don't know. You know what I mean? I have one window on my first floor. I mean, technically, you could jump up, get in, but that sucker is locked. We hardly ever open it because I'm too paranoid. Yeah. Yep.
Also, a very organized killer. He's not somebody who went in there, didn't know what he was doing, and all of a sudden decide, well, maybe I'll kill them. He planned the whole thing out. The gun, the silencer. It all shows that this man was meticulous, narcissistic, knew exactly what he was doing, and enjoyed looking at the success, his win over this couple.
Okay, Karen Stark, this is not a pretty picture I'm about to conjure up in your mind, but according to many forensic studies, killers keep mementos for sexual reasons. They will keep a woman's underwear, even her driver's license, her jewelry, even the
Think about this,
suppressor
y'all.
of this gun, which is forever connected to, inextricably linked to the murders for sex fantasies. I don't get you with a gun.
Well, Nancy, let's think about how a gun is often used, symbolized, right? As being
Do I have
sexual.
to? I guess I do.
Yep. And all of the men that you mentioned, all the killers that you mentioned, they used their
That makes
tokens
me
gratification.
That makes me want to physically throw the hell up thinking about Michael McKee. Blah. You know, Michael McKee, he's only allegedly ever had like 2 women in his life, like actual relationships. So I believe Nancy and could be very, very correct on this, right? I mean, do you guys think it was arrogance that kept the gun, or do you think it was a trophy? Or even a sexual type of thing, or all the above? All the above. Hey, Amy, good to see you, honey. The wedding video gave a lot of info. Yes, Kelly, sure did. It absolutely did. My Sheltie barks at the wind. That's a good point, right? They had the dog, Larry the dog. Now, if Larry the dog, where was he? What floor was he on? Now, it doesn't matter necessarily with the dog. A dog can hear something outside, let alone downstairs. They can smell something downstairs as well. But yes, Daphne, the dog is still alive. Dog is 100% still alive and is with the family. That was kind of like Monique and Spencer's other child, if you will. He was even at the funeral. I'd be so. Oh, you talking about the ones that pop up during the chat? I know they're so annoying. The new ones are. Trophy. I wouldn't surprise me if he had it displayed in his room. That yeah. Oh, I heard a conflicting reports. Yeah. Him and his arrogant chin. Hey, Joyce. Good to see you. Good to see you. Daphne and I was talking about you earlier. Like, we miss our Joyce. Good to see you.
Off on them.
Check on you.
They could look at it over and over again and to it, just as you said. And I have no doubt, because he kept it and held on to it, didn't care if he'd get caught, that he used it the same way. After all, he thought about her for years. He didn't really have another relationship or involvement. She moved on. She was his possession. And now he could look at it and get off on the fact that he had her. He kept her, he killed her, and here's the proof.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Nancy
All right.
Grace here.
So,
Please.
we'll get back to that in just 1 second. Of course, we know that he used a silencer, and one thing I was kind of talking about yesterday is when did he get that silencer? When did he buy that silencer? Is this something very recent that he did? Okay, now we're going to go to comes from True Crime Mama on Facebook. She writes, very sad update. The gentleman who underwent, bear with me, an almost 10-hour surgical procedure on January 8th performed by Dr. Michael McKee passed away yesterday. He was never discharged from the hospital after his surgery. Y'all, do you hear that? Michael McKee, he performed this surgery on January 8th, has died. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm going to tell you something, right? If there is a guy, think about this. Your doctor just drove 6.5 hours each way, right? And then allegedly drives each way, according to police. And then obviously is not right in his right. And he's probably staying up all hours of the fucking night looking at the news on Spencer and Monique, right? But he's also has to act normal, and he also has to work and perform surgeries. I don't want this doctor doing surgery on me. Hell no. No bueno. Not going to happen. But you don't know, right? You don't know that this guy's committed, a double homicide. Did you know he was going to prison before the M's? Well, we don't know he was going to prison before that, but there was he was trying to be, they were trying to serve him. Dr. Death. Yeah, Dr. Death. Okay, let me finish this here. So let me read that again. This is from True Crime Mama. Very sad update. The gentleman who underwent an almost 10 hours surgical procedure on January 8th, performed by Dr. Michael McKee, passed away yesterday. He was never discharged from his hospital after his surgery. This was after Dr. McKee allegedly murdered his ex-wife and her husband, Dr. Spencer Tepe. It was 2 days before he was arrested. She writes, if you recall, I shared a little bit about the patient last week and stated that there was no operative note in his chart. According to the family, his family said that the operative note has now been completed by another individual. The family states that the hospital is telling them it will cost the family $10,000 for an autopsy. Mm-mm. Well, he might have died of natural causes, so they might not have needed to do an autopsy. That's probably true. Yeah. The family needs legal advice, but you can request it. You can still request it. And in my opinion, they should absolutely do an autopsy to begin with, because you have Dr. Death doing a 10-hour surgery on you when he's allegedly been up for days. And I mean, can you imagine this guy? Tell me, look at this. You don't think this man was on some roids or some Coca-Cola or something? Come on. I mean, he had to be continually searching, looking what the police are doing, all of that. And you did a 10-hour surgery? You won something. You won something. I mean, come on. You won something, in my opinion. Right. Look how much weight he's lost now. I know. I agree. I think they can get that waived in one way or another. Now, if they want, a specific person to do the autopsy, that might be another situation, right? But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. 10-hour surgery. 10 hours. Like it took 5.5 hours to go, 6 hours to go to where, the hospital to Columbus? Like, that's nuts. I wonder if this was his first. I don't know. It makes me wonder. Really makes me wonder, to be quite honest with you. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot crazy. It's not kind of. It gets more nuts and nuts by the day, and we haven't even gotten even remotely close yet. The family can choose insurance. Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I think if they don't sue, would be crazy to me if they didn't. Correct. A lot of doctors do have it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not all, but doctors can't write their own prescriptions, can they, Justin? No, nope, not at all. But I'll just tell you this, that there are doctors have other doctor friends, and they can manipulate certain ways. I'm not going to, but yeah. Dentists, yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, addiction affects, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, or anything like that. I've told you guys, 12 years, almost 12 years now. Well, September. When I was in a rehab for my 6 months after I had surgery of knowing the doctor and him prescribing me too much, I was literally in the same bedroom as a judge. I've told you guys that before, but him and I shared a same room as a judge, he was a judge. And his was alcohol, though, which is, legal, but horrible. Alcohol can really kill you. It's one of the only things that can kill you from withdrawals, right? So, excuse me, pardon me. And I still keep in contact with him today.
A silencer. Come on. I can't wait for the defense attorney. Bring it on to tell me this was not premeditated. Do you know how difficult it is to get your mitts on a silencer, or as it is called in the business, a suppressor? Listen.
Michael McKee, indicted on 4 counts of aggravated murder in the deaths of his ex-wife, Monique Tepe, and her husband, Spencer. The indictment specifies that the firearm used by McKee was equipped with a muffler or suppressor, commonly called a silencer. McKee also faces an additional charge of aggravated burglary for allegedly breaking into the Tepe home to commit the murders.
Joining us, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning tonight. That should run a chill down your spine.
It certainly does, Miss Nancy. It certainly does. We're going to get to the documents. Then we're going to talk about the reporting that's coming out about the kids. That part breaks my heart. Hey, Sense of Soul, good to see you. Guys, if you're just joining us, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. We all know that he's been extradited the other day, and he's lost some weight. He's certainly lost some weight. But we're going to get to all of that here in just 1 second after I play this little part of Nancy. Make sure you subscribe to Miss Grace. You will love her. She is the queen. I call her. I'm so used to her on HLN, back in the day, and she still says it. Tot mom. Tot mom. Tot mom. Casey Anthony.
Common knowledge, common belief is that suppressors, silencers, are illegal. You can't get one. Maybe a mobster or a dope lord. That is not true. You can get them legally. As a matter of fact, just recently, a bill was passed in the middle of the night. Now, nothing good happens after midnight. Why is a House of Congress passing a bill in the middle of the night? Does that sound sneaky? It does to me. Because what they did was take away a $200 surcharge on buying silencers. So now anybody can have them, including, according to police, this brilliant vascular surgeon, Michael McKee. Oh, excuse me. On the dating websites, he says, call me Mike. You know what? I'll just call you defendant. Straight out to Joseph Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon,
and
star
I will
of
call
the Hit Me
him
podcast series, Body.
What will I call him? I'll call him a arrogant, wet clipboard. That's what he is. He looks like an arrogant, wet clipboard.
Bags with Joe Scott Morgan, but for my purposes, death investigator. What can you tell me about silencers as a vernacular for suppressors?
Nancy, one of the fascinating things about suppressors, because contrary to what people think, they are not silencers. You cannot knock down in totality a supersonic round. That means a round that
I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. The wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead. I don't think, I don't know. I mean, I'm pro GUN, even though I can't really say it on here. But I don't know. I'm not really pro silencer, my opinion. A lot of people are. I'm not really pro silencer, in my opinion, because why do you need a silencer? You know what I mean? Why do you need a silencer? Like Nancy said, nothing happens good after midnight. A law was passed, right? Allowing people to have silencers. But like a flip knife is illegal in a lot of states, but you can have a damn silencer. Use a silencer for one mother chicken thing, and that's it. That's it. That's all. Right? Okay. Also, there is some new things coming in about the jail. The jail. and Mr. McKee. I wonder if he's going to be a little bitch when it comes to kind of like Koberger. He's in the new jail too. Yeah. He's in the jailhouse now. Yep. Do you think? What do you think? You think he's going to be this is giving me razor burn. This is giving me razor burn. These no. Nope, sorry. The state needs to give me a Gillette, right? No. Nope, you unplugged router. Go sit down on your stainless steel toilet. Go.
That actually travels at the speed of sound or higher. It does knock it down a few decibels. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you purchase a suppressor, and it's suppressing the sound, right? You have to be registered with the ATF. So the ATF absolutely has a record of this, unless this is something that was either purchased on the black market or something that he built, which people can do these. But here's one of the big keys with this, Nancy. It's not only that he's on the radar relative to the suppressor, you have to have a specific weapon platform. That means the handgun this thing was attached to, Nancy, it's got an external threaded barrel. So if you see someone that takes a suppressor, they have to literally screw it or attach it on. And those weapons are very specific. So from an investigative standpoint, we're talking about connecting the dots here relative to not just the suppressor, but also the pistol itself.
We are talking about the fact that a suppressor, silencer, was used in the murders of Monique and Spencer Tepe. And to Susan Hendricks joining us, investigative reporter, journalist, and author of a bestseller, Down the Hill, My Descent into the Dublin Murder in Delphi. Susan, many people didn't know about the allegation a suppressor was used, which requires a lot of forethought, right? You've got to match it to your gun. You got to set it up. You've got to get it. Who needs a suppressor? Who needs a silencer? We learned about it in this indictment. Tell me about the indictment.
Yeah, Nancy, and that's an excellent point. He did plan it out according to this indictment, charged with 4 counts of aggravated murder, and 3 counts of the aggravated murder include exactly that, having a silencer. And the 4th one includes just brandishing or showing the firearm. It appears he planned more of what to do rather
He's
than
getting it. He's getting it one way or another, right? Bubba is coming after you. Bubba is coming after you, Dr. Malpractice Energy. This dude, in my opinion, he's innocent till proven guilty, and he deserves a fair trial, but he is fucked. He's fucked. I agree with you. I don't know why my son got one. I think they actually just use it so they don't disturb people when they're practicing. I don't know. I think that's why they got one. I mean, listen, I get it. Some people are polite like that. But, guns are guns and they're loud. You know what I mean? He getting burnt. Oh, yeah. Yeah. His neck and his face is going to be a whole lot redder than those razor burns, I can tell you, once Bubba gets a hold of him. For sure, for sure. All right, I'm going to play this little part, and then we're going to get to what's happening in the jail.
Aftermath of it.
We have gotten our mitts on the indictment, and that is where many people learn that a muffler, suppressor, silencer was used. I want to go back to Joe Scott Morgan. How does a silencer work for a layperson, if you could break that down? And
sure.
Would a silencer be registered on NIBIN, the NIBN, which is the National Integrated Ballistics Information What could you explain how, in lay terms, does a silencer work? Don't get technical. And would there be a trace of it? Could it be listed on Nibbin?
Okay, let's take how this thing works in the first place. It's if you think about a silencer as like a can, shaped like a can, cylindrical, and you split it down the middle. It's got a series of, and there's different forms, but this is the basics. It's got a series of little baffles or fins that are in it. And so just imagine, if you will, that as that round is traveling down that barrel, okay, the sound of it cracking the sound barrier is actually being caught in these little fins. And so when the thing exits the end of the muzzle, you only have almost
I mean, yeah, some people are just pew pew enthusiasts, you know what I mean? But again, if you aren't, this is just my opinion. I have pew pews. I was raised with so many pew pews in my house, my whole family. But I just don't know if anybody needs a silencer. You know what I mean? Just don't really know about that or not. Okay, so guys, get this. Get this. As we know, Mr. McKee is in jail, right? Where he's probably going to be there a long time, but that's not what we're talking about. There is sources saying that there are informants are already in that jail right now, and inmates are already looking for a deal, trying to get information on old Michael McKee. Didn't the patient lose one of his testicles? That was another patient. That was a patient in jail. Isn't that the irony? He works on a patient that's in jail, and now the surgeon is in jail. Right? Isn't that weird? Not weird, but isn't that the irony? Right? There's sources there. There is sources there. I don't think he's going to talk to anybody, but I also didn't think he would be stupid to keep his pew pew either. Poetic justice, right, Connie? Right? Yeah. I also didn't think he would drive like 6.5 hours and be seen getting out of his car and seen getting back in his car and seen walking either. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I don't, maybe he just doesn't know how the jail works or whatever. And this is the thing. They can still get very, very comfortable with a cellmate or whatever and have a lot of trust in those people. Right? So I'm sure there's people that's trying to befriend him, offer commissary, that kind of thing, even steer conversations, right? Because that's what they do. Informants or people in the jail, they'll like take the side of pretend to take the side of him and be sympathetic toward Michael McKee, right? Be very, very sympathetic toward him and be like, this is just an example. Like, oh yeah, she had it coming to her. Yeah, she was this, she was that. Craziness. Absolutely craziness. So, these police, or not police, well, informants and other people there, they are going to be watching McKee's every single move, right? Every single move, right? I think he figured his life was already in the gutter in his mind, even though he had clients as a doc, and his main goal was to kill both, period. I think he thought his life was over, probably as well, because of the lawsuit and then the failure marriage and then this, this error in the supposable court records with Monique and him and all of that, right? But this is the thing. McKee he's very educated, he's high profile, and he's new in custody, right? And a doctor, he's got kind of currency in a jail as well, because he has his knowledge, and that's really important, because when you have nothing in jail or prison, what your knowledge or what you can do is a currency, right? It's a currency. Educating other people and things like that. That's another take you can look at it as well. So I'm sure that he will be in some type of, probably by himself, because he's such a high profile target, but still doesn't mean that other people won't talk to him at lunch and all that or whatever.
It is audible, but it is not like, if anyone has ever been near a weapon when it fires, it's not going to sound like a car backfiring. You might hear something that sounds just under the same.
He's already pleading innocent, so he's not going to tell an inmate that he did anything. Probably not, but you might be surprised. You might be surprised. Sometimes people are vulnerable. People generally, I don't know if he's the type though, but generally people have a weak moment, especially like late at night or whatever, and they need to get something off your chest. But the thing that, in my opinion, benefits him, right, is he is cold, and he's a surface level individual anyways. Surface level. And if he's surface level, he may not need that type of, to lay it out to someone, right? Oh, I'm sure, Jen. I'm sure. Absolutely. I mean, you should never talk to police without an attorney ever. Like I always say, the saying goes, if you're truly guilty, you need an attorney, and if you're innocent, you really need an attorney, right? You always need an attorney.
Sound of a slamming door, perhaps.
Lolo, he's an onion with many hidden layers. Oh, we haven't got to.
And of course, that's depending on the way of the door. Yeah. But as this thing travels down range, these little baffles inside the cylinder are catching that report, if you will. Now back to Nibbin. Nibbin is fascinating because most of the time,
I am so sorry about that. This mouse.
So if someone shot at a scene, they're collecting the casings. Remember back in Delphi where we had the casing that had the striations on it? And
No, Canadian. Not anything you say can be held against you. It will be held against you, girl. Not can. They are going to hold it against you, right? Yes, and do. By the way, for my Canadians that watch, my Canadians that watch. By the way, just a little side note, I did a community post earlier. Finally, Canadians have a public database that they can go to now and search for registered S offenders. And if you go to my community post rather, I have it pasted with the link for you fellow Canadians or even Americans. I guess Americans can look at it as well. So congratulations, Canadians. You can keep your kids and yourself safer, by the way.
And also, they're collecting the actual projectile as well for the scratches on that surface. Now, as far as nibbing holding suppressor information, I'd probably say not. However, that thing is managed by the ATF, and all of these suppressors have to go through the approval has to go through the ATF, Nancy.
You know, to Dan Murphy joining us, former NYPD Detective Sergeant, conducted hundreds of interrogations and investigations, co-host of a hit podcast, Gold Shields, and author of Workplace Safety. Dan, thank you for being with us. What goes through your mind, just
baby,
off the top of your head, when you go to...
Yeah, we have that in the United States. We've had that forever. But Canadians, your information is a lot more private. Even it was for S offenders, which disgustingly. But now they can search. I mean, everybody should search where you live regularly for the S offenders around your home. I promise you, pinky promise, they are close to you. And they are moving in and out of your neighborhood all the time. And each one of them have something, right? They're, some are children, S offenders, or R's. Some are, still children, but teenagers, women, men, whatever. Check it.
A crime scene, or you arrest someone and you find on their person a silencer.
That person is using it or intending to use it for criminal activity. He wants to mask the sound of the weapon being fired. Now, in this case, we know from the history of the case that there was not much in terms of weaponry heard by people outside. Weapons are very, very loud. Handguns are very loud, especially inside in closed spaces.
All right, let's get to these documents now. We're going to get to these documents now. Who we kind of beat the rest of the world. Yeah, I mean, since Canada got it, I really think Australia will be next. I really think so. By the way, they just did. They applied for. Oh damn! What I do? They applied for media coverage for his upcoming court. Right? Media permission, all of that. So, really, really, really good. I am glad that that has happened. And someone wrote on Reddit, "Hi, I'm a reporter from the Dispatch who covers the courts. To answer the questions, we have filed a media request for the arraignment, and I'm sure other local outlets will also. The court has the ability to live stream if they choose for trials and hearing on emotions, etc. That is a judge to judge discretion. For arraignments, because of the courtroom they're in, live streaming is more challenging for the courts to do. Media outlets can take a feed and do what they want with it within the rules set forth by the judge or magistrate, obviously. Most of the time, there aren't restrictions, but if there's going to be graphic testimony or a witness who doesn't want to be on camera, restrictions can be added. Hope that helps. Right? So hopefully we're going to be able to be inside that courtroom when this arraignment and all that gets popping off. And I really hope so. It's all the way up to a judge. The judge may even talk to the family and get their input on it and see, what they think. Let's see here, Larry. Let me pull this up. We're gonna pull some of these documents up. Oh, let me show this first before we do this. 1 second. Let me show this because this was interesting. Here we go.
There was
This is I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name right now. Credit goes to Fox News Digital. Watch this.
Well, it for me, from an investigative standpoint, it would seem to imply that there was maybe intent to disguise himself. And listen, we live in a world right now too. We have to keep this in mind. There might be many people out there that don't want their addresses known. Okay, so you can't necessarily take that little kernel and expand upon it. However, to a great degree. However, also, if you couple that with everything else that has happened now, you blend in this idea of a medical malpractice lawsuit, that his hands may have directly been on this person, this PA, I think it was, that they were supposed to be training. The waters become very murky at this moment in time. So is there a thread of deception that's going on here? Is there an intent to deceive on his part? I don't know, but it's certainly a worthy question. And I think, taking the totality of the circumstances, this is going to be like a tapestry that's almost woven together for the investigators to kind of dig into, to see if there's any like little points along continuum where there's connectivity, particularly when it comes to escalation. Particularly, we're talking about a guy that is a physician, and not just any physician. We're talking about a guy that's a vascular surgeon. I'm thinking, obviously he's got a contact phone number, where people can reach out and touch base with him.
I cannot imagine being one of those patients. And I wonder how many surgeries this mother chicken has done after the unalivings, and just him unaliving 2 human beings. And then think of it this way. He's, a doctor, their hands are for healing, and it's their oath is to do no harm. They're supposed to heal. They're supposed to do the surgery on the victims who have been gunned down. But he allegedly, with those hands, unalived 2 people, took a mother and a father, a friend, a doctor, an educator, and then within hours was healing people with his hands. That freaks me out.
It would seem that, though, if you have to have a physical address and you want to deceive somebody, why go to all this trouble? Why not just have a PO box? Why are you going to, deceive them to this level? Unless you're trying to put people off of a scent, because look, I mean, with physical address, you have to think about if there's going to be a warrant served, if there's going to be any kind of papers that are served from a court. They're literally going to go to a physical address and track you down. But it would seem to me that if you want to be found, and if you're a vascular surgeon and you're in practice, dude, the place that you're going to go is going to be the surgery center where you're practicing, or it's going to be at the office, wherever your office. And, with a lot of these guys, they move around from office to office. You might have a group that'll have multiple offices and locations, and these docs will kind of, rotate through. You'll have a PA that's covering for them. They might be at an office that's 30 miles away or 40 miles away, and then come back to that other location once a week. You never know, just to see patients. It's certainly very curious, though.
Okay, so what he is,
It's time.
let me pull
Staying in
this up.
baseball
What he's
now.
talking about there is this ex-husband charged in Ohio, obviously Dennis Unalivings, tried to disguise himself with fake information. He was, as you and I know, he was actively trying to hide himself. And again, the question is why? If you have malpractice insurance, we don't know about the other doctor. I'm going to pull up these documents in just a moment. We don't know why he was trying to hide, but was the other doctors. I still feel like it's malpractice, or something like that, right? Okay, let me just show you this before we get into those documents. Guys, if you're just joining us, please do me a big solid and hit that thumbs up button. And if you would share this live out, we'd greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. We would always love to have you. Okay. The ex-husband of the Ohio dentist wife charged in the couple's unalivings has a fake address and non-existent phone number on file with his former employee, leading a forensic scientist to believe that he was trying to, quote, disguise himself, end quote, before the alleged unalivings. Do you guys think it could be just because he was planning to unalive? This was already planned, right? Do you think it could be something like that? Michael David McKee, 39, was arrested on January 10th after allegedly unaliving the couple in Columbus, according to court records. Divorce records obtained by Fox News Digital shows that the couple got married on August 22nd, 2015, and was separated by March 2016. They was just actually together allegedly about 7 or 8 months. According to the divorce filings made by Monique, said the two were just, quote, incompatible, end quote, leading to the separation. After 7 months of marriage, the two did not have any children together during their short marriage. All right, now listen to this. According to WSYL, Las Vegas attorney Dan Laird, who filed a lawsuit against McKee, said an address on file with his previous employer, Las Vegas Surgical Associates LLP, turned out to be a fake address. Quote, interestingly, the address was given to us by the surgery group that he worked for. Turned out to be a fake address, Laird said. It was an address that didn't exist. The address provided by the Las Vegas Surgical Associates was also a non-existent, and the phone number associated with the medical board file led Laird to a fax machine. Okay, now let's get into some of those documents before. Okay. This, we've got the malpractice law. I'll drop this in chat if you guys want to go over a lot of this by yourself as well. Here's one of them. You can download it, because obviously I can't go over every single thing because there's a lot here. And then they got the docket and the medical malpractice. Okay. Let me pull up the part here. This was filed. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 doctors in the individual capacity and does 1 through 10. Okay. The nature of the actions, it talks in this, the actions by an inmate in the Nevada Department of Corrections, right? Seeking for civil rights violations, negligence, and negligent infliction of emotional distress. People love that word. As explained herein, the defendant violated the 8th and 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution by willingly refused to provide plaintiff with proper care and appropriate medical treatment. The exacerbated plaintiff's serious medical condition caused unnecessary physical and mental pain and suffering from an otherwise treatable medical condition, as well as ultimately resulting in the plaintiff's loss left testicle. According to the plaintiff, brings the action seeking damages, attorney fees, and cost resulting for the acts set forth herein. Okay. He is incarcerated. This guy was incarcerated in Lovelock Correctional Center, also known as LCC. Plaintiff is informed and believes and based therein alleges that these doctors, medical review panel, was responsible for the practices, policies, and procedures affecting the medical care and lack thereof the plaintiff received as an inmate at LCC. They are sued in both his individual and official capacities. Plaintiff is informed and believes and bases therein alleges that, I'm not going to say the guy's name, is an individual who resides in the state of Nevada and during all relevant times was a senior physician, the doctor, in the position. He served on the medical review panel and was responsible for the practices, policies, and procedures affecting the medical care and lack thereof, and the plaintiff received as an inmate at LCC. He is being sued in both his individual and capacities. Okay, here's where it talks about McKee. Well, it says the same thing exactly for McKee. It says for all of them, actually. Okay, let me show you this. All right. These are what they call the factual allegations. The plaintiff was incarcerated in LCC, had a job in the kitchen to prepare and serve food to other inmates. So this guy was the kitchen guy, right? He was the kitchen guy. And one second, let me pull this up so I can make sure I can see us. If he gets sent to the prison, I'm thinking about he won't last. Never know. While working in the kitchen, plaintiff suffered an injury while preventing a food cart from tripping over as it entered a holding cell unit. Immediately following the injury, plaintiff began to have pain and swelling in his left testicle area. Plaintiff was first seen by the LCC medical provider on or about January 19th, 2018. Now we're going to talk about scrotums here, so fair warning. Who conducted an ultrasound and diagnosed plaintiff with swelling of the scrotum, in which fluid collects in the thin sac and surrounds a testy, or also known as a testicle. Due to the severity of the swelling, which plaintiff reported was causing severe pain. The LCC medical provider referred plaintiff to the medical provider outside of LLC to perform a hydrocolonomy to remove and repair the plaintiff's testicle in his scrotum. Okay. Justin, I thought of you today. Went to my daughters and grandsons to the zoo and had a brand new baby lion. Aw, Charmaine. I'm glad you wasn't thinking, you know, when I was talking about scrotums here. Hey, Justin, I thought of you today. Okay. He was trusted so he could work. Yeah, yeah. And like Hope saying, he was trusted so he could work. Well, that's you got to be trusted, right? To do something like that. It doesn't matter if he's going to need his testicles in jail anyway. That's true. That's true. That's true. You don't really need him in jail. But nonetheless, that it is a very painful thing that happens. Like sometimes like guys can not only get damaged like that, but like if they lift something or they twist the wrong way or whatever, the tubes in there can get crossed, if you will. And it's very painful. He was a trustee, so we could probably Justin, not the toolbox. Yeah, you're so funny. Don Wells, yeah. Don Wells has been all over. Yes, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much. And what is it? What is it, Vioclee? What's going on? What did I see you say? What do you think about having? What do I think about having one ball? What do you mean? I see you. Oh yeah, you guys are funny. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much. And if it's the no, yes, we listen and we don't judge, but we judge. And I just kicked myself while I was judging. So sorry. Okay, here we go. On or about November 20th, 2018, plaintiff again experienced pain and swelling in his left testicle area. And he was again referred by the LCC medical provider to be seen by a doctor, I'm not going to say his name, which the medical review panel approved. Dr. So-and-so drained the plaintiff's scrotum, but again, the swelling, the fluid, but again, failed to perform a proper to prevent additional fluids from accumulating. Justin Mouse is being judgy. It is. The doctor, oh, sorry, I read that one already. Plaintiffs, hold on one second, guys. So the plaintiff's condition came back in or around February 2019. So this started happening in January 20th, 2018. And this guy suffered with a sore scrotum for a year. That's bad. He suffered from a sore scrotum for a year. I don't blame him. Do you blame him? You want to know a song? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know a song about a scrotum. I'm serious. I know a song. Put a 2 if you don't really care. That's near the time where Monique left him. Yeah. Of course, you share. You're not good. Yeah, I do. Okay, you gotta hit the thumbs up, guys, and I'll sing it to you. I did the thumbs up. We are 10 memberships away from our goal. Come on, guys. Someone become a member. We'd love to have you here. All right, here we go. I gotta turn off the thing because I can't even look at myself. I'm singing this. Scrotum. It's a wrinkly, crinkly bag of skin. Scrotum. It's a thing I keep my testes in. Well, it's wrinkly and it's crinkly and it's full of hair, and I don't know what to do if it wasn't there. Scrotum. There you go, folks. I will sign autographs right after this. I learned that in middle school. Yep, I sure did. Sounds like something my dad sings. Not fair and ad. Can't help it. I don't choose it. All right. The scrotum rap. Yes. Okay. I can't believe I just did that, but make you laugh, whatever. I don't want to say deep enough, but you get what I mean. Okay. So for over a year, actually a year, 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15 months, he did this. What are they teaching you in middle school? Not much. Yes. Breaking news about Uvalde police officer found not guilty. Really? Interesting. Yep. I just got a text message about that as well. That's very interesting. I didn't follow that case. I mean, I knew what was going on, but I didn't follow it. The only place in the world where we can get hear a scrotum jingle. Thank you. Thank you very much. We remember songs, so it makes sense to teach with music. Yes. Boy, it's all coming in now. Okay. All right, guys. So, wow. Get this. This guy really went through some shit. I'm not going to lie. Isn't unaliving? Oh, absolutely. It's do no harm. Not only murder, but just any type of harm. Okay. So, again, here's the documents. On or about April 29th, 2019. So, this took place in January 20th, 2018. He started experiencing pain again in November 20th, 2018. February 2019, he went back for severe pain and swelling. He had a procedure done March 19, 2019. On or about April 29th, he went back for his left testicle was large, tense, and painful. For a fourth time, an LLC medical provider recommended that they drain it again. On or about May 3rd, 2019, the doctor drained the fluids again, but again, failed to perform the right procedure to prevent additional fluids from accumulating. I mean, I'm going to get myself out again. I mean, that's bad. You know what I mean? I mean, like, oh, thank you, Navi. Navi too. Like, that is really bad. You know what I mean? If it's his testicle went big, those prisoners would have been, oh my God. You know, like, we're kind of laughing because it's an uncomfortable, you don't really talk about scrotums, but he was in a lot of pain. Yes, and that affects not only the pain, but it affects your day-to-day life, right? It affects your day-to-day life. We're going to get to that part. So then they drained it again on May 3rd, 2019, on or about May 15th, 2019, during a follow-up appointment with the doctor. The doctor finally referred the plaintiff for a consultation with a urologist because the plaintiff continued to have fluids accumulating around his left testicle. On or about May 17, 2019, a licensed urologist, evaluated the plaintiff and determined that a procedure was present and the doctor had not properly performed the procedure. Dr. I was going to say the name. Another doctor submitted a request from the LCC the same day seeking permission to perform the procedure on the plaintiff. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Just give me 1 second here. Well, let me do it. Oh, damn. Never mind. Just give me 1 second. I apologize. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm getting some news. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's that? Well, yeah. It's got to be very painful. Okay. All right, sorry about that. The diagnosis is hydro C. Oh God, how do you pronounce it? Hydrocolectomy, something like that. Let me see here. Hydrocolectomy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hydrocolectomy. No, the testicle guy did not pass away. The guy that passed the patient that passed away, the doctor, McKee, Michael McKee, did the surgery, a 10-hour surgery on the patient 2 days before he was arrested. Right. So, all it means is removing the fluid. It's just a fancy way of saying removing the fluid from your testicles. That's all. The man completely lost his ever-loving mind. How did he manage to walk the planet interacting with humans and hide his darkness mind? Yeah, it is. Okay. Plaintiff informed and believes and bases thereon alleges that it is doctor medical opinion that if he would have done the procedure had been performed at the onset of the plaintiff's injury without invasive needles, subsequently draining the fluid multiple times, plaintiff left testicle would have been saved. Right? I mean, you can't have your testicle inflamed for a year and a half with fluid, right? And have that much inflammation and keep it. You know what I mean? Like, that's really, really painful, right? That's really painful. Like, that's a very delicate part of your body, right? Mm-mm-mm. Very, very painful part of your body. 1 second. Okay, 1 second here. All right, so we're gonna listen to this. This is crazy. Listen to this. Insane. Okay. Cursive, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. He must have been having a ball in surgery. Well, he's going to be having more than a couple balls. I can tell you that. Ones he never thought. Thank you so much, my dear. Did you change your name? I know you. You come in all the time, I'm pretty sure. Did you change your name? Did you Ms. Beautiful, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Has to have been a deliberate act of making the patient suffer all the. Well, the thing is like, if he would have done it the first time, like, this is a very simple procedure. You know what I mean? Okay. So the plaintiff is in. Okay, so listen to this. During his performance of the procedure, the new specialist, the doctor diagnosed plaintiff with a 4 or 5 centimeter cystic mass with tissue in the plaintiff's left, some type of checeding tissue in the plaintiff's left testicle because of the appearance of the mass and the extreme inflammation. He observed the doctor performed a removal of his left testicle. A removal of his left testicle. Right. And just so you know, your testicles for men are very important, right? Like, he may even have to take hormone types of medication now. It's very serious, right? Because it helps with your hormones and all that. So I'm curious about his toxicology report. Who, Blue Angel? it would be the medical board discretion as suspending his license due to the murder investigation. Oh, I think that's most. They are so strict. They are so very, very strict. If you are getting a divorce, many times, or even like the police called to your house, if you're, a doctor's fighting with their spouse, they won't even be able to perform surgeries then for a while. Of course, you can still survive with one testicle. You can survive with no testicles, right? But it's the point, there's, anyhow. So prior plaintiff is informed and believes, and based thereon alleges that it is the doctor's medical opinion that if proper procedure had been performed on the onset of the plaintiff's injury without invasive needles, subsequently draining, rather than draining his testicles multiple times, plaintiff's left testicle would have been saved. Prior to the filing this complaint, plaintiff filed and followed all NDOC grievance procedures. That's very important. According, plaintiff has exhausted his administrative remedies and seeks to adjudicate his claim with the court. Wow. Okay. And let me see here. They say since October 2018 through and including May 2019, at the latest, these defendants who individually and collectively controlled plaintiffs' medical care and the policies and procedures affecting such medical care knew that the plaintiff had serious medical needs due to the presence of the fluid, causing accumulation of fluid around his left testicle. Defendants knew that the risk of potential harm from delaying or denying medical care to the plaintiff was substantial, and that such delay and denial would result in the plaintiff's continued pain and suffering, inability to engage in many normal activities, and deteriorating health. The defendant knew, as plaintiff's physician and custodian, that they were legally required to take reasonable steps to prevent these results. The defendant also knew that the specific procedure, surgeries, and other medical treatment included, but not limited to, properly performed, this procedure could alleviate plaintiff's pain and suffering for deteriorating health. The defendants exhibit extreme, willful, and deliberate indifference of plaintiff's serious medical needs by failing to ensure the proper treatment of the plaintiff's ailment and delaying. I'm trying to put it in everyday language. And delaying for about, it says, 5 months of approval for the procedure request by the new doctor upon his discovery of the ailment improperly performed by the doctor. Defendant knew that the delay and denial of appropriate medical treatment constituted a substantial risk to harm the plaintiff, and in fact, the new doctor who fixed everything had to perform and remove a surgery to remove his testicle. Okay. And there is a second cause of action as well here, What's the second cause of action? Defendants negligently failed to provide and or delay. It's okay. Numbo jumbo. Okay. Prayer. What is they call prayer for relief? Plaintiff respectfully requests that the court grant him judgment against defendants jointly and severally as follows. That's very interesting. I mean, I really feel for the guy. I really do feel for the guy. You know, that's bad. That's a billing issue. Sounds like the insurance company wasn't approving the procedure. No. This is no vehicle. It's not. He was in jail. He was in jail. And the jail approved of him going to these doctors. It's not nothing like that. This guy was just, in my opinion, tormented. Truly. Okay. Next one. Okay. Medical malpractice. They amended it. Excuse me. Defendants are okay. We got that. Make sure. This is pretty much the same thing. Bear with me as there's so much here. Okay. Same thing. Okay. And then take a look at this. What's the case? Yeah. I mean, that's really bad. I wonder how long this guy was in jail, or is he still in jail? He's going to come out different. Okay. Register of access. My God, this is all of us. Okay. The courts have reviewed the legislation to motor complaint. I'm telling you. Do you guys think, in your opinion, just in your opinion, hello, Justin Mines in chat. Hello, Word Sleuth. Good to see you. There's a little girl missing in Zimmerman, Montana. How do I get it out there? You can either text me or email me. Mods will drop that. Oh. I gotta share this. Okay, let me just clear some of these things out, guys. I want to show you this heartbreaking, guys. Get your tissues. I'm just not even joking you on this. Here we go. Infant son of Ohio couple allegedly unalived by wife's ex was likely awake, stranded and crying in crib for hours after the pew-pewing. Let me see what this one is. Is this just a regular?
At this point, we have the person responsible for the murders of Monique and Spencer Tepe in custody. And that person is Michael McKee. This was a domestic violence related attack. As we know, McKee is the ex-husband of Monique Tepe. We can say that we have the suspect's vehicle on neighborhood video surveillance arriving just before the murders and leaving shortly after. Detectives were able to link this vehicle to McKee. The vehicle was located in Rockford, Illinois, and evidence was found that showed McKee in possession of the vehicle before and after the homicides. We can also say that multiple weapons were taken from the property of McKee. and there is a preliminary link from our NIBIN to one of the weapons that ties it to the homicides. I want to say that our detectives work around the clock to be able to solve this case, but it's equally important to know.
I love the way she said clock. She is really good, by the way. I really like her, but I like the way she just said clock. She reminded me of when Medea said, "I'll meet you on the bus. I'll meet you when you get off the bus at 3 o'clock." Medea, she was like threatening like a school age kid. Like, you messing with my boy? Clock. She's serious now. Okay, we're gonna
attention. We work around the
read
clock.
this about this thing in just 1 second.
Cases. I'd like to bring the mayor up now to
Give me 1 second.
say a few words.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you all for joining us this morning. I want to thank Chief Bryant, the women and men of the Homicide Division who have done an incredible job on this case and so many other cases, 100 cases solved in 2025 because of their tireless work and professionalism and tips and information from the community that helped us achieve such incredible solve rates. I want to thank also members of the press for sharing timely information, including the video footage of the person of interest that we know now is Mr. McKee.
The person said, "Can someone tell me what the cop did but got off on?" This was the Uvalde school pew-pewings is what. Oh, damn it! Hold on, sorry. I just exited that. Sorry. What was it? The New York Post? Sorry, I was trying to do two things at once. And I completely screwed it up. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Love Medea. I do too. Love Medea. Okay. Infant son of Ohio couple allegedly was the couple who was unalived was likely awake, stranded, and crying in crib for hours after the deaths. The baby of the Ohio couple who were pew-pewed dead inside their home was likely stranded in his crib and awake for hours following the grisly double slay, a loved one reportedly said. Guys, oh my God. These things break my heart when we talk about the kids. I can't even. They don't even allow you regular meds in jail. I had to go cold turkey with anxiety meds. They don't care jail. Yeah, Kelly, they're starting to hopefully fix some of that because it's so bad. Like, people are dying and they're getting their asses sued off like that. Susan, welcome to the Pearl family, girl. Appreciate you very, very, very much. You're welcome, Susan. Good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you for your support. Thank you so much. Okay. Spencer and Monique Tepe, brother-in-law, told People on Wednesday that the 17-month-old was likely crying in his room before first responders finally reached the Columbus home on December 30th. He, quote, he was in the crib, right? And he was unable to get out of the crib on his own. Oh my God, that makes me want to cry. And also, it was at a time he would have been well awake by this time. Rob said this, by the way. He added that the baby boy likely did not eat for hours while his parents lay dead. The Tepes were allegedly unalived by Monique's ex-husband, Illinois surgeon Michael McKee. all of that. The double, they were discovered around 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. after Spencer, a dentist, uncharacteristically did not show up at his work the next day. Callers dialing 911 outside of the house reportedly seeing a body inside, hearing a child wailing. Guys, I just can't with that. I mean, hey, Sandwich, good to see you, honey. Any money, the baby monitor picked up everything. That's how they knew when the baby cried. Yep. And when the pew pew went off. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I know, Canadian Cookie. I just think, I mean, a baby's cry for their parent, right, in distress, and they're used to their parents coming right there, right? Thankfully, the baby will not remember this, most likely, right? He's 1 years old. But in that moment, and just is heartbreaking, but just the situation in general is just crazy. Just crazy, right? This is the Franklin County prosecutor, Shayla Favor. Let me show you this. Is she speaking out about this? Monique. Look at this right here. So the prosecutor is kind of new. Actually, she's never done a case before. No, that's not the one I want. Hold on a second here. In just a second. Killer smile. Surgeon dazzles on date app before shooting ex-wife and new hubby, reports. Did y'all hear about that? News Nation, not News Nation, forgive me. Crime Online is saying that where is it at? Well, it's not even talking about it. Killer smile, surgeon dazzles. It's talking about the suppressor. Okay. Let me see here if there's anything else. Did I show you this? Okay. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I got everything here. I am probably going to go live after this and maybe like an hour from now because, guys, there's a lot of kids missing right now. A lot. And do you guys remember me talking about the little girl that was missing, and she was found on, or she was sleeping on the street with her mom, and her mom was like kind of cray cray? You guys remember that? Miss Kelly, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Appreciate you, darling.
Donation.
You're amazing.
Okay. That right there.
God. Thank you so much, Miss Kelly. If you received that, make sure you thank Miss Kelly. Yes, I do. Nancy Grace did a live on that. She still has not been found, this baby. And remember, the mom was arrested and all that. I need to continue doing a live. I need to do another live stream on that. And the other day, what was it? I think the night before last, when we were talking about, I can't remember which case it was, but I remember it was like the judges that were not unalived, but they were pew-pewed and they survived. I think it was in Indiana. There was another girl that we spoke about, and she's back in the news as well. A Wyoming man was guns down his wife and calls 911 and says he's going to unalive himself. She was a mother of two. As there's so much. Let me think it here. Also, tell me if you guys are interested in this case or not. You guys know they were big creators, or the Ruby case. What's her name? Damn, what's her name? I can't think of her name. They was big creators. Some stuff going on about that. And the 8-year-old indigenous girl, her name, there was a turquoise alert that went out about that. The Navajo child, 8 years old. They're still investigating that. Let me show you the picture. This picture. Ruby Frank. Yeah. Are you guys interested in that? Or no? This little baby here. Bless her heart. I can't. This is Malika. She was last seen January 15th, and she was found dead, but something's not adding up. Something's not adding up at all. She was crazy bitches. Crazy. Yeah, Ruby Frank, yeah. Some people like the story. Some people are like, let me see, the chat's freezing again. Some people just don't really give a shit about it. So, yes, yeah. Okay, so you guys do like it. Okay. Any news on the 21-year-old girl that was missing with the 40-year-old ex? One second here. And I have not checked today on that case. I've been truly digging off on this. That's Isabel Comas. Actually, our girl's in here, Sandwich, and she's local. She knows a lot about that case. Ooh. One second. There's some new court filings on it just 1 hour ago. This dropped. New court paperwork obtained by ABC 15 is shedding light into what may have happened to 21-year-old Isabel Comas more than a week after she went missing. I mean, that man is a freaking lunatic.
Those new court documents describe in detail the investigation into Isabella Comas's disappearance. Tonight, the 21-year-old is still missing.
ABC 15's Ashley Holden has been following this from the very beginning.
I think she
Joins
might
us
be in the
now after
landfill.
reviewing those unsealed documents.
These court documents, just unsealed, explain why police believe Isabella Comas is at the very least seriously injured. And we want to warn you, some of these details are disturbing.
Tommy Rodriguez, 05-23-1986.
Tommy Rodriguez, Comas's romantic partner, is charged with stealing and damaging her car. He's behind bars and a person of interest in her disappearance. These new documents say Comas was last seen January 11th, leaving a friend's home in Avondale. That friend told police Comas and Rodriguez had recently fought.
That victim's vehicle was in a state that leads people to worry about the status of the victim.
Later, Comas stopped answering calls and texts. Her phone tracking app was manually turned off. The phone was found at a recycling center. On January 12th, cameras caught what appeared to be Rodriguez driving Comas's car in Globe. When police found the car, it had been badly damaged. The passenger seat was missing, the trunk lining was removed. What appears to be blood stains were found inside. Police also found a tarp, trash bags, and gas canisters. Other pieces of evidence found in different locations in the valley. When police asked Rodriguez questions, including where Comas was, police say Rodriguez did not have an answer. He is due back in court Thursday. ABC 15 has asked police if they plan to recommend additional charges. Ashley Holden, ABC 15, Arizona.
I'm gonna have to get my hands on these documents. Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy has, her boyfriend is unalived people when he was 15 years old. You know what I mean? When he was 15 years old. Ridiculous. He's been in trouble his entire life. Craziness. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Much love, everyone. You guys are amazing. Please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. Greatly appreciate it. You guys are the world to me. So thank you all for your support. Who did he kill at 15? He went into someone's home he thought was someone else and unalived. The father couldn't go to court to find his children. He was weak as a piss. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Thank you, Tina. Lovely's house. Joyce, Shrez, Rujui, Allison, Robin, Chaos Mom, Happy. Sorry, it's a little here. Sharon, Allison. All right, guys. Love you all. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys probably in about an hour or so from now. Much love. God bless.